we got to talk about some things, okay? We are 10 blocks together, including today, which is a modified block. It is a shortened block because of activity schedule, okay? But 10 blocks together prior to starting the strange SOL week schedule. So this gets us through and includes the Monday of SOL week, okay? Once that day comes, which is that Monday, which is not a normal day, but we will have class, okay? We will have class that afternoon, or that morning. Something is weird. I think it's the morning.
I thought it was the afternoon.
Yeah, that's the day. This is Monday, May the 1st. You come to this class at the beginning of the day. Do what?
It's Tuesday, isn't it?
I'm on the Monday of SOL week.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so Monday of that week, we come to third block first. Then during what would be second block time, you go to fourth block. Then you spend the afternoon in first doing review. So you have a 3-hour review. Then on Tuesday morning, you go and have a quick first block time. I think it's like a half hour maybe. I haven't seen the exact schedule on that. And then you take that SOL test. Spend that whole afternoon in second. Following morning, take second. Then you spend the whole afternoon that day with me. That is Wednesday. So I'll see you Monday morning of that week, and then not again till Wednesday. Okay? Our goal, our plan, is to finish Stoichiometry, which we're starting today, and finish the crash course, which is our big hodgepodge of everything we haven't talked about yet. Finish both of those prior to this 10th day here. If I can get all of that done by next Friday, that would be awesome, but that may or may not happen. We'll just have to see. Okay?
Get it all done today.
No, that's no. So then we will be using our review time, which is the afternoon of that Wednesday, May the 3rd. We will be using our review time during that block for actual review. Okay? At the end of the block today, I'm going to share with you a thing that I want you to do. Actually, let's just do it now. It'll be easier. You guys can just make a note of this. I will post these instructions on my Google page, my classroom page, sometime, but you don't really need that, okay? You guys can do this on your own. Hello. Jefferson Lab. Okay, if you guys will Google Jefferson Lab, you're probably going to want to jot this down, people. I don't know how, maybe you have photographic memory, I don't know. Okay, so Jefferson Lab, if you use the Google, as opposed to the Yahoo or the Bing or something like that, okay, the very first thing that pops up is going to be SOL practice test, science education in Jefferson Lab, which is what we want. You can go to education.jlab.org, which is like the mother site, okay, and then navigate through to where they have the SOL quizzes. All right, when you click on that very first one in Google, here is the URL. If you're inclined to actually writing that down, that's totally up to you. But when you get to this page, these are your options. You'll get a page that looks like this. You're obviously going to choose chemistry because that's what this class is. Okay? The computer is going to default to 20 questions. You're going to leave it like that. I'm going to, right now, on the screen and show you, I'm going to do a 5-question quiz so you can see how it looks at the end. Okay? But you're going to always do a 20-question Jefferson Lab quiz. And so I'm going to be assigning these here shortly in just a couple minutes for you to do outside of class. You're going to add your name. Please do not put some kind of crazy nickname. Okay? Don't do that. Put your name. first and last. Okay? And then oh shoot.
You didn't finish the call.
We'll go to 5 so we can get there. Okay? So, I might have messed that up.
And that's perfect.
Okay? Now, I'm going to choose the first answer every time. Oh, I got it wrong. Imagine that. Okay? And it tells me the correct answer. So I chose whatever it was I chose. I got it wrong. The correct answer should have been whichever one was 3.0. Oh, I got another one wrong. Isn't that something? Oh, I got another one wrong. Man, your teacher's got trouble. She can't even get 5-question chemistry quiz right. Holy cow, I got one right. Okay? So, all done, how did I do? I clicked on all done, how did I do? And I get this number. Okay? And it pops up and it says, record this number somewhere. And you're going to want to record this number somewhere. Okay? I have several options for you. You may write it down. Put pen to paper and write it. Crazy. That's crazy. Okay? You might burn a calorie. You maybe don't want to do that. Okay? But you could write it down. You could also take a screenshot of it. You can navigate through JLab on your phone. On your smartphone. Okay? We've been doing it for semesters. So you can take a screenshot on your computer or your laptop or your Chromebook or your phone, whatever, doesn't matter. Okay? You are going to get credit for having done these by emailing me this. Now, here's how it works. There's all this information on there. You know you're supposed to write it down, blah, blah, blah. I understand I'm supposed to keep track of this recovery code. This code is specific to this quiz that I did at this time. Every time you do a new one of these, you get a new recovery code. Okay? It is particular to this particular attempt of the quiz. Alright? So, I know I'm supposed to keep up with that. Isn't that nice? Here's my recovery code. It gives it to you again because it's important. Okay? And this recovery code, if your emailed results don't make it to me, I give you a 0. Then you got troubles because now you have a 0 for a homework grade. If you give me the recovery code, I can take that code, go into JLab as a teacher, put the code in there, and I can say, sure enough, Susie did it when she was supposed to. For some reason, I didn't get the email, but the recovery code worked, and it's all good, and you can get your credit. Do you understand? This is your backup. Okay? So what you're going to do, here, it's going to give you a summary, and it's going to ask you to email a copy of your results. Okay? You are going to email them to me. This is my email address if you need to write it down, or put it in your contacts, or take a picture of the screen. Everybody's email at Smith County Schools is at scsb.org. That's what your email is. Kelly Russell, 2 S's, 2 L's, and Russell. All lowercase. Okay? So you email me your results, send it. And it's going to say this to you every time. This is nothing I did wrong. We have attempted to send your results to kellyrussell@scSB.org. Whether they received it is a different story. And sometimes I don't get them. It's weird. Okay? As a precaution, maybe you wrote it down. Maybe you took a screenshot. Maybe a third way that you make sure. And there's really not a lot of technical difficulties with this. 95% of the emails that are sent to me I get, so it's not an issue. I can't prove for sure that the people I haven't gotten emails from, it wasn't user error. There's no way for me to know that. But there's like a million ways for you to be sure that you get credit for this stuff. So what you do then is you email it to yourself. Send. And you can email it to 50 people. Email it to your mama. Email it to your granny. I mean, I don't know why they want your JLab results, but you could. Do you understand? Do what?
I said, look how successful I am, Grandma.
I know. Look, I'm so good. I got a 20%.
Does that
Yeah.
sound like her?
Okay. Now. Now. I know it does, doesn't it?
Sounds like you.
Work with me, people.
Work with me.
Okay. So I recommend you email it to me for sure every time, and then I recommend that you email it to yourself. That's the easiest way to do it, even easier than doing a screenshot or anything else. Because then the email comes to you. If something weird happens, you can forward that email to me. Okay? But in the very least, you have that recovery code somewhere, and you can give it to me. Oh, the one that I took, on Tuesday night at 11:45 p.m., I sent that to you. I did one when I was supposed to. Okay? Now, on some of these, there is explanations. Okay? Not all of them have explanations, but some of them do. And here is the explanation. So after you've emailed it to yourself, emailed it to me for sure, because that's how you get credit, you can go and take a look at your results individually. Okay? And I recommend that you do this for every single one you get wrong. Now, you guys are going to be doing some of these J-Labs, and there's going to be a portion of questions that you can't answer yet, because we haven't talked about it yet. I want you to do your best, do your due diligence to try to look the answer up. Use your textbook. Don't sit there and Google something. That's ridiculous. Okay? There's no ownership of that. If you just Google something, there's no ownership of that for you. This is not going to stick up here. Okay? Try to find the answer for it. If you find the answer for it, great. If you don't, then we can talk about it. Okay? I recommend, and you guys will find this, once you start doing multiple J-Labs, you'll start to get some repeat of the questions. So you'll miss a question, maybe. Then you'll get that same question again, and you'll miss it a second time, and you're like, what the heck? When that happens, if that happens, take a picture of the question. Write it down, take a screenshot, something, and then discuss it with me. Do you understand? Come into class the next day and say, I've missed this, I've seen it twice on J-Lab quizzes, I keep missing it, can you walk me through it? And we'll talk about it. Okay? I really like this website. I like it a lot. I have used it for a decade in biology, sophomore biology when I taught that, and chemistry. It's one of my absolute favorites for sure. For practice quizzes. Okay? All of the questions that are on J-Lab are old SOL questions. All of them. So it is particular to Virginia SOLs. It's not random chemistry junk. Okay? So it is very particular. Now, there's some things that J-Lab doesn't cover that are on the SOL. So it's not perfect, but it's pretty darn good. Okay? Now, here's what I want you to do. There's a couple things that I need to sort of quantify here. Okay? You cannot send me a quiz that is not at least a 70%. You can send it to me, but I'm not going to give you credit for it. So what does that mean? That means you attempt it. I got a 20 on this. I'm going to have to do this one again. Do you understand? Until I get at least a 70. So only send to me recovery codes that correspond to a minimum of a 70 score. Now, if you get a 70 and it comes to me, it goes into the computer as a homework grade as 100. You do it, you get 100. You do it by the deadline, you get 100. Do you understand? So if every J-Lab that you turn into me is a 70, you're not going to get 70s. Okay? The only way to not... You're either going to get a 0 because you don't do it, a 50 because you do it late, or 100. There's no... That's it. Those are the three options for these. Most kids get hundreds across the board. No question about that. Okay? In terms of what goes into my computer, what goes into your grade book. Okay? Now, here's what I want you to do.
Let's take.
Let me see what start over looks like. Yes, I really want to start over. Okay, it takes me all the way back to the beginning.
I think if you start over with the same settings, it
I think so too, but I don't know if it gives you the same questions.
Doesn't.
I don't think it does. I think you just get.
And it just keeps chemistry selected.
You didn't keep chemistry selected though.
No, it took me all the way back here.
Yeah, 'cause she didn't click that button.
I didn't choose that one. Let me do another,
Right. Cool.
because I'm not.
That's not true. Yeah, I didn't know acidity yet. We haven't done that. Luster or texture. Darn.
Oh, that's just so terrible. Yeah, whatever. Man, I got a 0. That really sucks.
Huh.
Okay, start over, same settings. It does give me a completely new quiz.
Cool.
Ooh, skip question. That's fun.
How many you need to raise one? Is it what?
Oh, it just keeps going back. That's interesting. Oh, I didn't answer.
Oh, it's-
Anyways, okay. So now here's what I need you to do. Here's what I need you to do. We gotta get going with stoichiometry here. Okay. I need you to complete a 20-question JLab quiz with a score of 70 or better. Score of 70 or better by the time class starts Thursday. Do you understand? By the time class starts Thursday. So for you, that is 11:55 a.m. Thursday, which is the 20th. Yes? Now, you can't fudge on the time or the date. It's all computerized. Okay? And that is housed at JLab. So you can't be like, Ms. Russell, the clock and the calendar's wrong in my computer, and that's why it says I did it the day after it was due. Pants on fire. It's not how it works. You feel what I'm saying?
True.
You don't keep a time. JLab keeps the time. Okay? So be sure that you guys are getting these done in the time allowed. I will always give you a couple days. Now, I will assign at least 2, maybe 3 more JLabs. You may not do them until I tell you to. So, I've just told you that you're going to do 3, maybe 4 more. Or 2, maybe 3. What did I say?
2, maybe 3.
2, maybe 3.
Totally.
So don't be doing 3 or 4.
You're
Boom, boom,
looking-
boom, 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 boom,
Look
boom.
at me, because you know that's what I do.
You can, but don't be sending me the results. Okay? And guys, it tells me when you started the quiz, when you finished the quiz, and it tells me when you did the quiz. I do not like to see you spending 6 minutes on a 20-question quiz at 1:37 a.m. You people need to be asleep. Do you understand? Not mindlessly choosing answers on a 20-question quiz. This is not busy work. There's a purpose. Do you understand? I don't do busy work. I'm not about that life. Because then I have to grade it. I got time. I got time for busy work. You don't have time for it. I don't have time for it. Okay? So, 20 questions, 70 or better, by the start of class Thursday. Yes? I will try to put the instructions and the link on today's Google Classroom page when I upload today's video. That may or may not happen, but you guys are good to go. I mean, I've told you what to do and how to do it, so you guys should be square. Okay, let's talk about stoichiometry. You definitely, I'm sure we will get to the point where we need calculators today. Anybody need a calculator? Hasn't picked one up. Get this back to Stanford. Anybody else?
Text me easy.
Everybody else got one? Okay. Go ahead and get your periodic tables out. Have them handy, because it'll become relevant shortly.
Gosh darn diggity daddy.
I know. All right, so we're going to talk about stoichiometry. Okay. Do not write anything down until I tell you to. I have some slides in here that are just us talk about slides. Okay. This we're writing down. I couldn't couldn't remember if my one thing was straight away. Cordell Pocket left that Fruit Loop. Just gave it to him this morning. Make it work.
Guess he's not making it up.
Not tonight, not. Okay. Calculate the molar mass of calcium phosphate. Calcium phosphate. Calcium is Ca, 2 plus charge based on where it is on the periodic table. What is phosphate?
PO4.
PO4, what's its charge?
Negative.
3 minus. Criss, cross, Ca, 3 parentheses, PO4, close parentheses 2. Yes? Now, what is molar mass? What is that? What's molar mass?
It's mass and mole.
How do we do molar mass?
I know how to do it.
I know, what is it though? It's the total mass of all of the elements, all of the number of atoms, all of everything that's in that thing, yes? So how many calciums are in this thing?
3.
3 calciums. Guys, you need to be running with this. I've already taught you this. That's why it's called practice. I should have put review. Okay? Run with this. So 3 calciums at 40.08 apiece. How many P's are there in this thing?
2.
2 phosphoruses. 30.97 apiece. How many oxygens? 8.
16.
Check my math for me. Then we add. Molar mass means what unit?